Good day there, comic book fans. I am back from the comic shop today, and I got 5 new comics. 4 were from my pull list, and I picked one off from the shelf just because it was there. And let's start off with Rough Riders, number 4, by Adam Glass and Patrick Olive. I've never heard of Adam Glass before. Patrick Olive I have. I think he used to do, I can't remember what he used to do, but this is, been nice stuff. It's a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen type story with Harry Houdini, Roosevelt, the first Roosevelt. Who else is in this? Jack Johnson, the Bare Knuckles champion, and Annie Oakley. And they've just made their way down to Cuba. Oh, and also this is Thomas Edison. That's right. And very enjoyable story. They just made their way down to Cuba. It's a period piece, early 1900s, as they go investigate mysteries. And this has something to do with the beginning of the Spanish-American War. Just fun stuff. Like I said, I've been enjoying Rough Riders. I've been trying out a few of these Aftershock books. I think I'm buying 2 of them so far. I'm going to get Mark Waid's one too. Now I think there's a Warren Ellis Aftershock book also that's coming, a 6-issue mini from Warren Ellis. But it's been good stuff so far. Like there was one other Aftershock book I wanted to try. I saw it. I'm going to have to figure that out. Whoops, knocking stuff over. Let me look on the back and see. Rough Riders 4. The revision is 2. Captain Kidd number 1. That's the Mark Waid one I'm trying out. Second Sight 6, American Monster 4, Black Hawk. Lifespanners number 1, Tim Seeley and Gus Storms. That's the one I want to try. I think that may have even been out this week. I don't know. I'm gonna have to hunt that one down then. But Rough Riders number 4, good stuff. And next we have Ragnarok issue number 9, which I guess is just a $5 book now. IDW has been doing some of these $5 books. It was a $4 book, but they started adding in these, where is it? These pieces where you get to see the pencils and the inks. And I must say, the first time they did that, last issue was it? The issue before, I was kind of like, eh. But then when I actually sat down and looked at it, I had a really good time looking at it. You can kind of go back and forth and see the decisions Walt made when he was penciling. I must say, I got my dollar's worth of value out of those pages, and I didn't think I was gonna. So, though I'm not a huge fan of $5 books, I'm gonna pick that. Wow, just look at that. All those pencils. And that's how it looks inked. Look at that leg there. Let's see what decisions he made. See how he, right near the knee, all those lines. He made them into some kind of real order when he goes. So that's interesting stuff to see, and especially for someone who inks their own work, and the pencils are just scribbles, but order comes out of the inks. But Ragnarok's been a good story. The story of Thor after the world has ended. I've enjoyed the other 8 issues. I'm sure I'm going to like this one. And here we go with The Wicked and the Divine, issue number 21. This story arc has been all fighting in action, as 2 factions of our gods, the divine here, have formed, and one faction is fighting the other faction. Why? We're not quite sure. Something to do with they may be able to steal immortality from each other, but they're only going to live for 2 years, and I think if you steal immortality from another one, you might live for whatever 2 years that person had, but that all could be just made up by a myth amongst these people. But anyway, they're fighting and trying to wipe each other out. So the book got very, very intense these last few issues. I'm still disappointed by these white border covers, though. I find them I always found the logo in the freaking middle of the cover confusing, but now when there's a ton of white space around it, and the logo's white, and the drawing is white, that's just utter confusion right there. It makes no sense visually. Anyway, as much as I've liked the story arc of The Wicked and the Divine, the covers have let me down. And next we have Birthright, issue number 17. This might be the first one on my to-read list this week, because I really enjoyed last issue. All sorts of things happened. Oh, look at those big monsters. Where guys from other worlds finally all met up. We finally got some answers to questions, and the four mages of Earth are kind of, who are supposed to be the good guys, are trying to plot out how to deal with this other mage of Earth who may have brought the evil guy onto Earth, and they don't want anything to do with the evil guy. They don't want anything to do with being heroes. But someone amongst this group is a hero, and we'll have to find out who. But Birthright, this might be the first Birthright cover I've liked, even though it's only one figure. For some reason, these Birthright covers have been a little weak. I don't know why. I mean, I love the guy's interior art, but his covers have been, This one's actually I almost like it. It's pretty much just a guy standing there, but I like those woods in the back. But Birthright, like I said, I think it's my first must-read this week, so it's been good. And here we go with the one I picked off the shelf. The Lost Boys of West Abbey #2, Lady Mechanika. I think this might be the first time I've seen Lady Mechanika on the shelf. Maybe I've seen an issue or two, but I decided to pick it up just because I've seen it so much on YouTube these past couple of months. But it's funny, I think everyone on YouTube must be collecting Lady Mechanika just for the covers, because I see them showing off all the different Lady Mechanika covers, but I have no idea what it's about. I don't think anyone who has shown off Lady Mechanika issues has bothered to mention what the heck the story is. I mean, it seems like steampunk to me, but exactly how and exactly who Lady Mechanika is and what's she up to, and I've always joked that why is she Lady Mechanika? Because there's no Mechanika. Usually when you put lady in front of something, it's because, there's a Lady Thor or a Lady Superman or a Lady Spider-Man. I don't know, but couldn't she just be Mechanika? I don't know, but either way, maybe they just wanted to give her a little bit of royalty there and make her a bit of a noble and call her Lady Mechanika. Either way, I'll finally get to check it out and see what the story is. Now I want to take a moment to show you something I read this week because I really liked it. It's Emmanuel Guibert's Allen's War, The Memories of G.I. Allen Cope. And it's the story of this G.I. and his wartime experiences. It's a French book. I think it came out around 2000 in France and like 2008 in the U.S. Emmanuel Guibert is the cartoonist. But he befriended this guy, G.I. Allen Cope, who was living in France. He was an expat living in Europe after the war. I think he said he met him in the early 90s, and the guy was a really good storyteller and told him tales of his life. And he decided to make a comic out of it. And wow, is this a really good comic, I have to say. And it isn't your typical soldier's story, even though a lot of it takes place during World War II. Allen Cope was drafted when he was 18, but then spent the next 2 years in the Army stateside. So it was all the experiences stateside in the Army during WW2. And it wasn't until maybe the last 6 months of the war that he got over to Europe. And there's of course, he saw some of the horrors of war. But he wasn't really in any battles, at least that are mentioned here. So this book is really about him and the people he's met along the way. And somewhere about 2/3 of the way into the book, Allen Cope mentions that this is post-war now, and he's got a job in Germany driving a truck, driving a courier service. So he's basically driving from place to place. And it was a boring job. He didn't like it. He was in the car the whole day. I think he said he was doing it for like 18 months. And he decided to examine his life, to kind of look back on his life, because he led a strange life, and examine it and see what happened. So he did it all in memory. He just remembered things and tried to put it all in order and make it all make sense. And that's what this book is. It's all his memories. And it's kind of like all his little stories have a point. They have a point in how they shaped his life. So I found it a really interesting book. Really, it's about a guy living an examined life, and he made friends along the way with whoever he met along the way, Germans, Poles, French, English. He moved back to America after the war for a couple of years, but then said, I want to be back in Europe, and spent the rest of his days there. It's just a really, really well done memoir, I guess you'd call it. But if you're looking for something different, if you're looking for something a little poignant, a little interesting, check out Alan's War, The Memories of G.I. Alan Cope. Now I'll give you a look at a little bit of my background art. I just pulled these out of a box. They're pencil drawings. It's from before I was meticulous about dating everything, so I'm real annoyed with my past self. Probably these are from the early 2000s. This is Ankh Cat. I think I made a painting out of this one, an 8x10 painting. Just for a while there, I'm not really a cat person, but I like cat drawings. How's that for weird? And this one over here, I don't know. I think I may have used this in a print. I don't know. It's got sort of angel shapes. That face looks strange to me. I don't think I do faces like that anymore. But anyway, sort of a religious icon angel painting or something. And finally we have, whoops, this one. I know I used this one in a print of some kind. One of my early prints from around 2005. You can say, oh look, there's a hand down there. An earring hand. And I guess I probably, look, this side isn't drawn over the blue line. I just flopped that one side and used that when I colored it, or printed it out to be inked. Like those eyes a little better. There you go, just some working drawings, a face, a cat, and an angel. You guys have a good week out there.